All right, welcome back everyone to the top 16 of MayHAM 2024. Just for those of you who are tuning in, I'm going to go through the top 16 right now. The bubble was 11, all right, with a 41.47 breaker. We have Luis in 16 going from top to bottom, Andrew Martin, Bailey Abner, Oscar, Hayden, Brandon, Matt, Austin, Emma, Caleb, Freddie, James, Harley, Skylar, Wyatt, and our winner through Swiss is Jake Everest.
How's the camera look?
Yeah. We can see everything. Mono red should be on camera. Yeah, dude, mono red. Okay, let's be real here. James on mono red.
Move it to the right.
Yes.
James on mono red is like he's the Goto guy. He's the Goto. At this point, is there a better Goto player?
I don't think there is a better Goto player than James. James is not only... We talk all the time, or we were talking the last time that we were on about just the environment that we have here. James is not only a fantastic Goto player, he loves mono red. He played Magda at Camden a couple weeks ago, or not at Camden, at Game Cave, and did okay with it. But he is definitely a Goto player at heart.
Yeah, I mean, these top 16 pods, right now, the feature match that we have right now, we have Elsha on play, on Nixilis, Tayam, and Edric. Now, I love this pod. I'm not going to lie. Tayam and Edric and Nixilis and Elsha on a blue farm, or is this a McKinnon inside?
No, this is a very hot top 4 pod, or top 16 pod, and this is going to be a hell of a game to cast.
You know, we were just talking right before we got on. Pod number 4 right now. Harley, James, Hayden, and Oscar. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whoever's coming out of pod 4 that's rough. That is a really tough pod. I mean, they're all good players. Let's be real. They're all good players in the top 16.
But let's look at those 4 or 3 of those 4 players, and let's shout out a little bit to the Nashville crew.
Oh.
Being 3 of those 4 players, and
Absolutely.
not to count the fact the other pods that we also have as part of the Nashville crew. And so
Nashville well represented in the top 16. We have at least a quarter of the top 16 spots all from local Nash, like in our Discord, which is love to see it.
absolutely.
Love to see it.
All right, now we're back.
Yeah. Top 16 kind of needs to move over. Perfect.
Hit the click round. Click the lock.
Beautiful.
This is how the sausage is made, folks.
Yeah. You're seeing the background, the good stuff.
There we go.
I'll leave y'all alone now.
So yeah, hey, they got to watch our casual game. That was
They
fun.
did. How did y'all like the casual game that we did?
3 Dargo pod. I don't know about you, but like that's
Hot.
some triple X stuff right there.
Absolutely.
That's hot. Yeah.
It was a good time playing.
Yeah.
Sitting here casting most of the day, and then getting to jam a couple of games in against, obviously not only against good opponents but also against friends. It was a really good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One game cast with the casual. Was it where Dardu won? To show you the true magic of Dardu.
Was it the Dardu win or was it the Darcios win?
All we need to know is Dargo wins.
That's all we care about here, is that Dargo wins the game and he is the king. All right, so it looks like we're resolving mulligans. Looks like Elsha's on 7.
We have
Ob is on
7.
6.
On 6 or 7.
It looked like 6.
Well,
Odawara for a fish.
Strong start for a
There we
turn
go.
1, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
turn 1 for a top round 16, right? Like this is where you want to be.
Turn 1 on the play, Odawara into a fish. I hate seeing the Odawara being used for the fish, but I also completely understand it.
You almost want to put Odawara on a spell slot, don't you? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
When I brew, I definitely I don't count Odawara as a land.
Hey, Nixilis turn 1 is hot. This is a really strong start for everyone. Like, just the first 2 alone. Tayam already fighting an uphill battle being Tayam.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I mean, this is going to be tough for Edric and Tayam to come back from, especially with fetches. Ob's just going to see, like, here we go. Already. Ob is already getting value.
With a Cloudstone off the top.
Yo, you hope you can cast that if you're Ob Nixilis, because Cloudstone's a combo piece for a lot of things, especially Dockside. Fun fact.
Yes, there is a Tayam in the top 16, Joe.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, it's not you. I don't know where you are, but
Yeah, way to
you
go,
know,
Joe.
way to be that guy, Joe.
Yeah.
It could have been you.
Yo, Big Red shouting out that he helped build decks. That's cool. Helping the boys out.
He's calling it Jake's game, though.
Oh, he's already calling it Jake's game. All right.
All right, so it looks like we have a Manamo for a Jeweled Lotus into Edric.
Very cool.
Looks
Very
like we have a
cool.
money changer on Tayam's side. Edric got a Mox Amber.
So already holding up interaction, paying for the fish. Really already, really strong start. This is why they're all in the top 16, right? Like these decks
Absolutely.
all already blazing out there. We have a Mox Diamond
And a Glimmer Void
and a Glimmer Void. Yo,
into an Arcane Signet
into
into a robot.
oh my gosh,
2 draw
Elsha
engines
again.
for Elsha. It just can't be stopped.
No, like I mean this is again consistently this is happening. All right,
All right,
so we're
what
on
do
Omnix's turn, right?
We got a Bloodstained Mire into. It's got to be the Badlands.
Right. Yeah. It would make sense to be the Blood Crypt, right? That's what that's
Yeah, it could be the Blood Crypt if they already have the Badlands in hand. But I feel like if they had the Badlands in hand, then they wouldn't have played the Mountain on turn 1.
So if you are the other 3 at the table, we're not worried about Elsha right now because Elsha's already like after the races, right?
Absolutely.
Crazy that the Mox Diamond, even with 23 lands, that Big Red saying Mox Diamond had something to pitch. That's 3 lands in his hand.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
But again, he drew what 2 or 3 cards off of the fish, and so it makes sense that he was able to get the Mox Diamond out. Maybe he probably had it in an opening hand as well.
Yeah, just didn't want to pitch it.
Or didn't have the land to pitch until he drew it. And there's the Cataract Parasite. You love to see it in a draw heavy stack like this.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, the Cloudstone Cure is gonna go, but Cataract Parasite turn 2, Ob Nixilis turn 1. That is about as good as it gets for Ob Nixilis, man. Like that is clutch. Another Mox Amber, so now you're drawing. He's gonna draw 2? Question mark.
And that's gonna be 2. Yep, there's the second one.
There's a second one.
With a dual caster off the top, what do we get? We got a Mox Opal.
Oh my gosh, you cast that Opal.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You get them Opal, and
You keep digging. Like you just keep digging with Ob. And like the bigger it gets, right? The bigger it gets.
all you need right now is one more artifact. If you get another zero drop artifact or a positive artifact, you can dual caster this. You can at least get dual caster out and keep it from getting exiled.
Yeah. They'll come back later, hopefully. Another draw.
An Imperial Seal.
I think you just cast that too, right?
Absolutely. I think you go get the. Do you go get Twin Flame
You could get Mana Crypt maybe?
or Mana Crypt? I could see Crypt.
See, the thing is here though, you're still feeding into Elsha. Like this is out like if I am the other 2 players, especially Tayam for that matter, you're praying like please don't feed Elsha anymore because we really can't we have to rely on Edric for interaction. But
There's the Imperial Seal.
The Imperial Seal will come out. Fish trigger.
Big Red saying if he tries to win, Jake will stop him. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of interaction coming from Elsha the couple of times that he's been on it.
I can't tell if he says he's a sandbagger or a sad bagel. Either way.
Both.
Typo. Yeah, well, that's a sad bagel. No, dude, that's just me on a cloudy day. Sad bagel.
Just a sad bagel, dude. It looks like he is that Emma is going to keep those other 3 eye bagger. English is not your strong suit.
Yeah, that's okay, Big Red. We love you anyway, bud. We love you anyway.
It looks like they're going to keep the other cards into exile with Ob. So what do you? I think you have to go get the crypt here, right?
I mean, I would imagine, yeah, and hopefully maybe draw another
Elsha
one.
is sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards already.
9 cards, 4 mana. That's, oh my gosh. If I am the rest of the table, I am on high alert. For sure.
100%. You have to be. We saw Elsha win from nothing and all of a sudden was able to put a win on the stack.
Yeah, the last time we cast Elsha, it was what? Vomit my hands, wheel, vomit hand again. Like
win?
Win. And that's the way it is. Yeah, I will say the last time I played against Elsha was actually a game night tournament. Same kind of thing happened.
It's almost like that's what the deck is designed to do.
Yo. That's wild. Yeah, it's wild.
All right, looks like we're going to pass over to Tayam. Money Changer's going to get a counter. We're going to put
a rule of law into play.
Yep.
Nice. I mean, that's clutch. That's really clutch. That's the Phyrexian one, right? Only
Phyrexian Censor.
And it's only Phyrexian spells you can cast more of one?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can get Taxian Probe all you want.
Absolutely.
100%. But that's about it.
Well, does it matter if it's a Phyrexian mana or does it have to be an actual Phyrexian?
Yeah, I think it has to be an actual Phyrexian. So you can't even get Probe more than once. You're done. It gets a...
Oh. Joe, you're the Phyrexian Censor guy. What has to be Phyrexian type? So
you're a Phyrexian type, Joe. How about that?
You're a gorgeous one, though.
Yeah. I mean, you can assimilate me anytime, bud.
Absolutely. If Jesus was a Phyrexian type, it would be you.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we got another Ob trigger on the Phyrexian Censor.
Which was a Chromox.
Yep.
Honestly, like, if I'm Ob, I'm chilling now.
Absolutely.
What's that? You have how big is Ob right now? Ob has got to be close to 9 or 10. Punchy.
Something along those lines. It definitely is not a small boy at all. It looks like we got a Hydroblast coming from Edric.
Hydroblast on?
I bet you it's got to be on the Ob.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But even at that point, you just gonna recast Ob? Question mark.
Or do you
has the mana to do it? No, actually can't because Hydroblast goes on top of the library.
Yep. And now he untaps with the Hydro in hand. Do you go ahead and cast it on the Ob?
I think.
Or do you wait and see where that Ob goes? Because obviously you don't want to do anybody any favors and not take another person out of the game.
I just sandbagged that thing, dude.
100%.
I think I just keep it around and.
All right, so there's 2 mana for a copy artifact.
Copy artifact goes on.
You can't copy the. I think it has to be the Esper because you can't copy the Mox Amber because it's a legendary. It can't copy the. Ouch.
See, here's the thing. That's what she tutored to the top.
Yeah.
So the breach on the top shows you what they were going with, but that rule of law changes everything. And here's the thing about the Ob Nixilis.
With a demonic tutor underneath it, too.
Oh my goodness gracious. The gas that Ob is exiling off the top is nuts. You keep... so you're saying about keeping that Hydroblast. If that Ob isn't coming at you, do you really care?
No, but I think if that breach gets put on the stack, you have to use the Hydroblast there, right?
You do it while they have... But I mean, once they cast the breach, it's done because of the rule of law. So they would have to get a removal spell, then cast the breach. But because they know the Hydroblast is there, they're not going to do that. And I can't imagine that they do that.
Yeah, and I did pick up on that as well, Joe. I don't remember what the bottom card is. Breach is not what she tutored with the MCL. Because think of how many ob triggers have been triggered since that MCL has been cast.
Well, it would have been the Chrome box, right? The bottom of the pile is a Pyroblast?
I don't think the bottom is a pyro.
What is on the bottom?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, look at all this interaction.
Oh my god. Is that a bolt bend?
It is a bolt bend. Yeah, Elsha just also chilling, by the way. Keeping fish around. You know? Here's the thing. If that ob punches Elsha, which I'm guessing it's going to, you're at like 12 life at this point.
Yeah, if not even lower.
Yeah, like the stacks piece really doing work. Honestly, we've seen a lot of stacks pieces today hurt the person that cast it. This may not be one of those times.
No, I think you hit Elsha for sure. If I'm gonna swing the ob, I'm swinging it at Elsha. Elsha is the one that's presenting the most.
The most on board.
Yeah, the most anything really. They have 2 draw engines. James already won.
What? James already won? You're kidding.
Let's double check it. Godo.
That hasn't been updated yet.
Hasn't been updated.
I would check on that. We can check on that in a little bit. But, oh my gosh.
Godo be godoing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's
James
wild.
took it.
That is wild.
Jesus.
Yeah. Or as we say here, Joe.
Joseph.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what? Turn 1 Treasonous Ogre?
It had to have been. Turn 1,
yeah,
turn 2.
James won. James won.
100%.
Wow.
Pitching a Git probe, a careful study, it looks like, blind obedience, and there was a talisman in there as well.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff in that pile. Going back to end step before discard?
Yeah, before cleanup. Okay.
We'll get back to cleanup. Alright, so now we're at untap, upkeep, draw for the turn. We have... I mean, we got a lot of stuff in exile right now. The question is, what do you keep exiled? Do you just pop the demonic tutor and just hold whatever you have in hand?
I don't think casting a red spell right now is the right idea.
Yeah, I do not think so either. Anything red for that matter. And I am positive that Edric is not going to kill Ob if it's not swinging at him.
Oh, I 100% agree. I think taking out another player before you kill the Ob, before it has a chance of coming at you, I think is definitely the better play. Godo already took it.
Oh, we flashing some blink.
Brother. Oh my goodness.
What is that? Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we are shown a... Wow, look at that. Ancestral Recall.
Beta Ancestral Recall.
How much is that going for?
A lot.
Right.
I don't even need to know the price.
Yeah,
a lot.
So.
Yeah, turn 3 win, according to the top table. I'll, nothing against you, top table, but after a turn 2 attempt, Jesus.
The question is, why did they let him do it again?
They couldn't stop him.
Man.
They
James just risen him around, huh? That's crazy.
I kind of want to go talk to James and be like, bro, what in the world?
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely.
Do
you think he's got this tournament? Do you think he's going to win it?
I don't know. Presenting wins on turn 2 and winning on turn 3, I don't see how he can't.
I mean, yeah, he does that consistently, right? Hayden being in that, and then Harley being in that pod as well, and Oscar. That was the pod we were talking about.
Yeah, that was. Harley is playing Marnius.
All right, we're still on Nixilis' turn. Going like, are they talking? She must be talking.
Yeah, they gotta be. All right, so we have a Ancient Tomb coming from Exile.
Ancient Tomb coming from Exile, which is because Nixilis is play, not cast.
Exactly.
Playing is different.
So what do you do here? Do you
I think you cast the demonic tutor.
Yeah, I think
and
you have to get the demonic tutor out of there.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much gas in that pile right there. But with that rule of law, right? So unless you have a removal spell in your hand, that's all you can do, really.
Without the information, Joe, I do agree, but we also don't know if Harley was having to mull super low. That she did have a problem with that early on today, where she was having to mull super low to keep keepable hands.
Still got top 16.
Absolutely.
Top four in Swiss, even with those low hands. I think Harley, honestly, on Marnius is like 100 times better than Kenrith.
Absolutely, and she was talking about that earlier today, about how she wouldn't be in the top 16 if she was playing Kenny, and I don't disagree. I think, again, yeah, we can't say enough about it. Was a really good performance by her. She did a very good job.
Yeah. There's a demonic tutor, by the way.
There's the D-tutor.
Yeah.
So what are you D-tutor for here?
I
Reckless?
think, well, what is your other win cons? DCM is already exiled.
All will be one.
There you go. I mean, that has to be the answer then. Because Breach is gone. Yeah, Corey right now is... Hold on. You need to change your pants, dude? Like,
I do, bro. This is
that ancestral
wild.
recall? See, DCM's gone. You have Breach is gone. So right now your win con for Nixilis is like a Praetor's Grasp move and beats. And you got a Hydroblast shown. So like at any point, you better hope you have your one spell per turn. Right?
And I think we do need to pay attention to what Joe is saying, and with all will be one, that's a win con as well. You don't need anything else but all will be one and ob, because they ping off of each other.
Joe's saying a lot of stuff for a guy who didn't want to cast today.
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm
crazy.
saying.
That's crazy.
Or didn't even want to cast, didn't even want to show up.
Well, that's wild.
That's
I
wild.
mean, I at least
I
would
can't
show
believe
up,
that.
I would at least show up and see friends. But, maybe that's...
I need to go change my pants.
In Cleveland, sounds like excuses. Sounds like excuses to me.
Sounds like you could have been here at least in spirit, but no, I didn't see you say that one time.
Nah. And for being Jesus, that's crazy.
No, you would have played Tayam, and we would have forced you to play Tayam.
Nah, I would have played Sisse.
No, I'm not playing today, so play Tayam.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. Yeah. Speaking of which, the Tayam player...
I'm literally in chat. Well, you're literally not here.
Your literal T in chat.
All right, so what did we... I think it's got to be...
Oh, thanks, Whiskey.
I think you had to go get all will be one, right? I think
there's the punch. Pow!
I told you it was going to be less than 12.
Yeah, dude, that's 20 damage right there?
Yeah.
Hiya.
Fuyo.
Fuyo. Oh, dude, I love that dude. He's awesome.
But one more ob counter and that game was over for Elsha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was quite the punch.
And now...
I mean, you almost, like, the rule of law, like, you kind of hoping that they could have casted one more, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, one more draw, por favor. Force the draw. Oh, you couldn't force it off Esper. He already did that.
There's a tarnished off the top.
More mana, which is really not necessary right now.
All right, so we have a Bloodstained Mire from Tayam.
Go fetch.
So he has... I can't tell what the MDFC is.
It's a white, so it has to be Scrubland or Savannah.
Yeah, so it's one of the two.
I mean, I would assume it's one of those. It's not going to be one of the Shocklands.
And then Ancient Tomb as well. So you go get the other duel, and then we got a City of Brass off the top.
I'm not going to lie.
And it looks like Austin may have also gotten the win.
Austin's Capoletti.
You are correct.
But who's to say he won't get the win, though, right? Money changer, an absolute house in Tayam, right?
Absolutely. My butt has been kicked so many times by that stupid card.
But is it a wall of roots? No.
Dude, I hate Wall of Roots. Joe, you have made me, like, literally hate Wall of Roots.
And what did wall of roots do to us? Everything because of you.
Everything.
Everything. So funny with that hydroblast still in hand, right?
Yeah.
Is that just a deterrent? Just be like, hey, you can kill them all you want, but you're not killing me.
I think that's exactly what it's being used for right now.
Remember, he also draws off Edric for punchy, right? So, like, all the incentive here is on people to hit or kill Elsha or Ob.
And I think that it's very important to pay attention to what's going on, because if one person makes the wrong move, Ob's going to take this game. If one person makes the wrong move, I think Elsha is still in a position to take it.
Yeah.
They didn't get taken out by the Ob, and so they still theoretically are going to get an untap.
You know, like any good black player, your life only matters till it hits 0.
Exactly.
So, like, as long as Elsha's alive, it's a threat.
100%.
Oh, Tyvar coming out. From Tayam. You know, great with... We see it mostly in Sisei. But this is another deck that really likes to see Tyvar for a lot of reasons.
Absolutely.
Puts things in the graveyard, untaps, makes your dorks essentially have haste for their abilities. Really good card for Tayam.
You know, another thing while we're sitting here waiting for decisions to be made about drawing with Esper and Fish, so we are going to get the 2 draws. It's 2 Edric triggers. Yeah,
I mean, at 6 life, my gosh. Like, you are playing with fire at this point.
But I know that the Tayam player is glad that Phyrexian Sensor is there, but if I was Ob, I really wish that Phyrexian Sensor wasn't there. That way they could keep casting spells and keep forcing Elsha to draw cards. And
well, it's a May trigger with the Fish, right?
Elsha
does have a huge hand, too.
It does.
With 2 mana open. So, like, you bounce that Sensor immediately, right? We're in trouble.
Yeah, if it makes it back to Jake's turn, he's got a jam.
I think that's pretty clear. That this is the window.
Absolutely.
Even if comes out,
even if it's not a window, you have to make the window.
Yeah.
You have to Kool-Aid Man that wall.
Yeah. You know, I will say that's like one of my favorite parts about White and like Mardu in general. You just be the Kool-Aid Man. You jam that window.
Absolutely. Oh, but what I was saying, so we have that Pride event coming up with that WotC announced with the every commander has partner now.
I think that's why. I think it's too much. I think it's so. There's so much ridiculous stuff you can do with that.
So who are you looking at for it?
I mean, Atraxa Rog.
Okay.
Come on. Like that has to be one of the better ones you could go with.
Kin and Kinrith.
Kin and Kinrith would also be there. You already got 5 colors, and putting Kin in the command zone is just good.
Well, not only that, you have to think with Kinrith's abilities, you're using. It's mainly a Dockside deck for Kinrith's abilities, and now all of your
stuff taps for 2.
All of your treasures are tapping for 2, and that's half of the mana that you need to be able to win with Kinrith.
I think I want something spicy though, like Martius with red or something like that. Like you could just throw Rog as like part of the partner for any non-partner commander that's not red, and it's just gonna make it better. Just because you get Dockside.
I was thinking about Kess Timna, giving Timna white or giving Kess white.
That's gross. I mean, I'm here for it. I think you should brew it.
It's already done.
That's alright. It's already done.
It's so it looks like we're on Edric's turn.
Yep, we're on to Edric.
He just drew the cards off of Edric Parasite or off of Edric for punching. So let's make Ob even bigger.
Yep. I mean, Ob's a one-hit kill. How fast? This is what, turn 3? About to be turn 4. Ob is a one-hit kill.
100%.
Dothy Voidwalker showing right there. Dothy is such a good card. Not castable right now, but still a really good card. Yawgmoth's Will, great. But a lot of this, not really relevant with that Phyrexian rule law out. I think the Dothy is what you want to go for here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that Tyvar, and then Tayam really gets hosed by that. Ooh, Walking Ballista. You know what's also funny about Walking Ballista? Because now they do Agatha's Soul Cauldron in Nixilis. It's just a win.
100%. I'm curious to see how Elsha plays the rest of their time being in this pod.
All 5 seconds of it.
Yes.
I mean, like this is gonna be rough.
Do you keep the fish?
No,
You can't keep the fish,
you
right?
can't keep the fish anymore. No, they're winning on their turn or they're not winning. I think this is the point we're at now, right? Because drawing cards kills you.
Absolutely.
Esper forces the draw, so you can't like not do it. DRC is definitely turned on, so at least you have that going, right?
Guilty. It is currently Edric's turn.
Only 3 pods left.
Yeah, James won the one.
Yeah, James won the one, and then this one. Yeah, turn 3. Godo goes burr.
Yeah, Godo and Crick are by far the 2 fastest decks in the format. There's
More
no
than wrong side.
Absolutely.
Dargo Ikra.
100%.
Really?
100%.
I could go with Kirk. I don't know about Godo. I mean,
If Godo gets a Troger,
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, I can't imagine right now that Elsha doesn't have a bounce spell for that rule of law.
He has to, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a bounce spell for the rule of law, he's out of the game completely.
So what's actually funny about this though is that Edric still has what 4 mana open.
I wonder if he counters the bounce spell.
Oh, I would.
100%.
100% would. Yes, of course. Because again, you aren't worried about the Nixilis. That Nixilis is going after Tayam. Has to, because you're like, look, I have the blue elemental blast in my hand, and Nixilis is a storm deck, right? Because once Nixilis kills the Tayam player,
So we have a Moon Silver Key from Edric.
to get that.
He's already got Cradle.
So what is he tutoring for with the moon? That's a mana artifact. Yes.
Yeah.
And it tutors for mana artifact. All right, so we're at 4.
Taking 2 more off of the Keterek.
He's digging, and I'm telling you, man. Like Seeding Song, yeah. And this gets whoever survives off the Ob or the Elsha is winning this.
Absolutely.
Like
I don't know. I'm still looking at Tayam if I'm Ob. I still think that we've seen Tayam pop out of nowhere and be able to sneak wins over the top of people. And so
But that's what tie him out, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think that once that rule of law is gone, that's the floodgates open, like big time.
Yeah, if Elsha gets rid of the
There's
rule of law,
Cycrypt.
there's the Born
Born upon a win.
to draw the card.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's 2 more damage. You can't draw any more cards after this.
oh, this is 1 more damage, right? So he's at 3.
Oh yeah, 1 more.
But that goes to 2. Oh my goodness gracious! That's the thing with the Born. Like, yeah, you have the Born, but maybe instead of doing that, you bounce it during your turn. Then on Nixilis's upkeep, you Born and go for it.
I could see that.
But right now, we are like, if two people cast a non-creature spell, he's dead. He has to draw Vesper. I mean, he's digging for answers here. Obviously, he hasn't landed in hand. I can't imagine he doesn't.
Well, I mean, being on 23, I can see where he doesn't.
You know, dude, I'm on 24 lands. It's very rare after drawing how many cards he's drawn
It's a metric crap ton.
that you don't have one land, right? I mean, you're right. Maybe he doesn't.
What if it's an Ancient Tomb?
You still do it. You go out on your own terms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this rule of law really, really cutting into Elsha's game plan. Oh, wife calling. Here you go.
Still waiting on another pod to finish up, so
Did another one finish?
No. I recognize that card. I can't think of the name off the top of my
Which
head,
one?
though. Elsha.
Final Fortune?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But that kills you, right?
no. Draws a card.
But then Cataract Parasite triggers.
Why?
Because you draw a card at the beginning of your turn. And that
Well-
puts you at 1.
I put you at 1, and then whatever you have in your hands, what you got. That's all you get.
Yeah, but if anybody casts anything, it's over.
Yes, correct. Any non-creature spell will now lose him the game. But look, you play to win, right? This is top 16.
So we have DRC going at Ob.
As you know, reasons. It has to swing.
Absolutely.
Doesn't have a choice. Yeah, that's what we were saying, Big Red, that he just dies to Esper now. But again, you have to do it. You have to try. There's no tying here. There's no draws. Actually, that's not entirely true. You know that? You can offer a draw in a top 16 and you reset the game. That is absolutely in the rules. I say we do it next time. Oh, dude, Ob is just going to
Brainstorm, that's game.
That's game. Well, at least for Elsha. That is death for Elsha. And now Ob Nixilis can swing into Tayam. Here's the thing, though. That Hydroblast will save Tayam. Because otherwise, Ob definitely wins the game. So, going to Ob's turn.
Flipping a Culling the Weak.
Flipping a Coin of the Week.
What do we draw for turn?
I guess it's just staying on the...
Well, no, because he Brain Freezing, so it should be an Ob trigger, because Brain Freeze does draw you... It does specify that you draw cards.
Here's the thing, though. Does it hit 3 times? Because Brain Freeze hits 3 times. Draw 3 cards, right? So then the Cataract Parasite would go on the stack with the 3 draws, and then would go negative life, because it still takes the damage. So I'm guessing they see the top 3 cards off of Ob. That's what I assume is going to happen here.
That's what I think as well.
Yeah. Which, again, not Hydroblast. That's great. That mystical tutor for that. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Seeing Edric in the top 16
makes me happy.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Edric is the one that knocked me out of being perfect the last time that we were at game night. Luis is the one that knocked me out, and so
was he top 4 last time then?
No, we were. It was the 4th round, and I was 1. Technically 2 because I had a bye. So I was 2-0-1 going into the 4th pod, and he beat me. And so
2-1-1.
Yeah. And so I got in the top 16 on 2-1-1, but
Joe, you died at state-based actions when you hit 0. How about that?
No, so we've had a couple of people complain about it, Zero Sky. We haven't had any issues here. And both of us have pulled it up on our phones.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to fix it if it is for someone, but we just don't know right now.
All right, so he did get the Hydroblast on the Ob.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Although I will say,
there's the Felwar Stone.
Because they had removal in their hand for the Rule of Law.
Yep.
Does not matter though, because all those cards can still be played,
even if Ob is gone.
So we're about to see a Storm turn. Here we go.
Strap up. It's ready. It's time to go.
Yeah.
And now that the Hydroblast is gone, you have nothing stopping you. The Breach is gone already, but there's the Mana Vault floating a colorless.
So, but here's the thing, right? All Will Be One might be the only thing left as a win con in the deck. Now with Ob gone, now you're gonna set up a huge turn here.
Absolutely,
this is a huge turn. But is it a win?
I don't know if Ob is going to be able to present a win here.
I mean, certainly we'll have the best board state at the end.
You still have Edric on 2 mana that's untapped, and 2 blue mana for that, because untapped blue mana is why I have trust issues.
Facts.
But I think you have to develop your board here. and try to cast as many spells to get them out of exile. We see a Pyretic Ritual coming out right now.
After Grim Monolith, so lots of mana floating here, right?
Absolutely.
Now, the Box Hammer doesn't pad for anything yet, but the Box Opal does. So, we're going to be fine on mana. There's still at least 1 or 2 rituals in that pile right there. Fellowar Stone being shown right now. So, whatever Emma's going to do to build, it's going to be hard to come back from that.
Absolutely.
The question is, though, is Tayam... Well, wait. Doesn't Tyvar bring back anything? Not just what it mills?
Joe, does Tyvar bring back anything or just what it mills? I'm lazy and don't feel like looking it up right now.
Yeah, we have... This is why we pay people. Like Joe.
2 CMC or less.
Yeah, so, I mean, activation of Tyvar, but he doesn't have the activation. That's the problem, right? So,
And we see the Ob coming back out.
Yep.
But now with the 2 draw engines gone, is Ob going to be able to build the way that it was building before?
Maybe not, but all we want doesn't really matter, right?
No, not at all.
It just pings one time, you're done. So, especially, does that trigger with Cataract Parasite as well?
Yeah. All right, so we have plenty of artifacts on board to...
Tyvar Opal.
Yeah, Mopal is obviously online.
Amber is.
Amber's online now that Ob is back. So do you...
You culling Rit?
No, there's no way you can culling the week here.
Culling. Yeah. Not culling Rit, culling the week. You're right. You still have Seething Song in there, right? So there's still plenty of mana to be had. So like this
Seething Song makes 5, but it costs 3 and you only have 2 mana available.
No, they still have floating mana, right? Oh, she just said she does nothing floating.
Yeah,
Woof.
she used all of it on Ob.
Woof. Dude, I think I might with the Cataract.
But then you lose out on the ob triggers on the draws, and I think that's going to be pinnacle now that the Phyrexian Censor is gone. I think
land for turn.
Okay, and there's the land for turn.
There's the land for turn, and you can still do things, right? I mean, Simeon isn't going to get you anywhere, but all right. So we're tapping.
There's a culling the weak, sacrificing the Cataract Parasite, like you said.
It's like I played Turbo before. I haven't. I have. You guys
all right, so that goes 4
black with 2 of any color floating or ready to go. Do they Adnos? Do they have Adnos? No, they have Adnos. It's a Rakdos deck.
Yeah, they have to have Adnos.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
They're going to go into the Seething Song.
Yeah, Seething Song for 5 more mana. So
5 more red.
There you go. So that's 2 black floating and 5 red floating.
3 black. Or no, 2. You're right. Culling only makes 4. You're right. You are correct.
Oh, dude. Could you? Oh, dude. He looked at me when you said it. I have to go change.
I had to look into your eyes. Well, I told you were right.
Dark, dead, cold eyes.
And looks like an Urabrask.
No, that's all will be one, right?
Is it all will be one? I didn't think all will be one came in that printing.
I mean,
I think it's Urabrask.
Does it even run Urabrask? Like, really? All will be one. This is what we're changing. That's all will be one. Joe said it. Yeah, deflecting SWAT.
And I just heard Emma say it over through the door as well. It's an all be one.
There was another spell cast from Edric, but there's a deflecting SWAT.
Looks like it's a submerge.
Something of that nature. But again,
looking to
matter.
Bounce the. No, it can't be It can't be a submerge because it's countering it.
Yeah. But why wouldn't the deflecting SWAT do anything about it?
Oh, it's a pact. It was a pact of negation.
Can they pay for it?
Yeah, they have plenty of mana. They have 2 creatures on board, plus a Mamber, and 3 lands.
What's the second creature?
The copy artifact, right?
Yeah, what did it copy again? I forgot what it copied.
I'm pretty sure it copied the Esper.
Ah, which cataract parasite? Oh no, that was a swan. That was a swan song,
Yeah, and
not a pact. Oh, I see. Swan packed on the deflecting swat. That's why it went through.
yes.
Here we go. We're all caught up. Cradle is a land as well. Can you check the facts on that? Is Joe right? Is Cradle a land? I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either.
Yeah.
Because that's 3, 4. No, he is only showing 4 mana right now.
That's what I'm saying. No, wait. No,
No, Cradle taps for 2. That's 5.
Cradle taps for 2. Could you imagine? Could you imagine, though?
Yep.
Copy artifact is an Esper. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Dockside.
There's the dockside.
Womp, womp.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It only makes 3, though.
3 on dock. Dude, 3 on dockside is plenty for most decks that are Rakdos or Mardu, right? I mean, shoot.
I don't know. The 3 doesn't get you a whole lot.
It doesn't, especially with the breach in the yard. What is it like? Where's the win cons left in the deck?
Oh, it's only going to be 2. It looks like they're sacking the Moonsilver key.
Clutch, and he gets to go get like a tutor. That was like a double whammy right there. Oh, Luis with the interaction with those moves, and Tayam just existing. Gotta love it. What are we looking at right now, sir? Oh, so it searches for an artifact that can tap for mana.
So it's or a basic land. That's why it's important, because he doesn't have to go get an artifact to keep up the same amount for dockside. That's what I wanted to double check.
We'll have an activation with land drop. Yo.
All right. Looks like Ob stalled out,
Yeah, I mean, it still has floating mana though. So
and a lot of it too.
and that pile in the exile is still pretty deep.
I think she has 3 red mana still floating. Go double check.
Something like that. It's under 5.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all we know. Alright, so he's checking on how much floating mana there is. While that's going, guys, what a good game so far. Elsha stormed off in the beginning, right? They just came out swinging with how much production and card draw, but with that Cataract Parasite and Ob just punching it in. One mana. Yeah, so 1 red floating. Yeah, not a lot to do with it, right? Two treasures, and a red.
Twizzle.
Yeah. And Cole's sitting there rooting for Emma.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, I had a talk with Wounded not long ago about playing on Ob her turns like this. It's kind of wild.
All right, so we got a Walking Ballista in the yard now.
Which is right where you want it. If you're on Nixilis.
Better than it being in exile.
Honestly, do you cast the Dothy here? Oh, what is this? I think I'm gonna cast the Dothy, to be honest with you. I don't know what that is, but like, we still have 1 red floating. We still have a treasure. So, is that the? Do you say that's the festivities one? Is that the artifact? Gamble?
No, in the festivities Monday.
Okay. So 2 more cards and dead. Oh no. But that puts Edric at 4 mana. Does it not? It totally does. Oh no. Birds is gone too. Oh no. Yeah, no. Here, yeah, 1 damage to all creatures and all people. And then you have Oh, then you got the Dark Rit right here. There's still plenty to do for Nixilis. Plenty to do.
In the festivities.
Yes, we got that confirmation from Kyle. That puts Edric at 4
Yeah.
mana. So not only that, Dark Ritual, 3 more black floating mana. Like, she's still going. Like, we just said this. Once that rule of law is gone, it's over. And I think she's going to be able to get it, to be honest with you. Because, now hear me out, there's a Yawgmoth's Will.
There is, but I don't know. If you use the Yawg Will, there's the Dothy.
Oh, so she's going to just get value and make sure that Tayam can't really rebuild.
Cast the Dothy and get a Vamp Tutor?
Yeah. I mean, just I get the Soul Cauldron after that. So next turn, what I'm guessing is going to happen here is she's going to go grab Agatha's Soul Cauldron. She's going to put that on the top. She's going to exile that Walking Ballista. And then GG.
But all of that is predicated on the fact that she gets another turn. I don't know if Edric is going to let her get another turn.
I don't think Edric survives. He's at 4 mana with the Pact trigger. So Tayam ain't winning because there's a Dothy out. So Tayam can't win through that. Right? And then
I think Fatchpack brought up a good point. I think Born and Fimage is the only way, or any way to make instant speed mana, and I'm pretty sure Edric is Simic, so I guess if he has an Elvish Spirit Guide in hand, then he could pay for the Pact.
He could. So there's a couple outs for her. But if he does that, he's not winning. Like, it's getting back to Ob's turn.
Okay, at this point, do you try to keep up removal for the Edric?
If you're Ob Nixilis?
Yeah. Do you try to find an instant speed removal for the Edric? That way he can't possibly pay for the Pact.
No, you're tapped out at this point. You're trusting the fact that he doesn't have a Born and a Fimage. Right? Like, that's really... I mean, if he has that, more power to him. But that's an awfully niche situation.
Absolutely. It's like the Necro for Born and Final Fortune. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's... If you have it, you have it. And that's 100% true, Guilty. If Austin is able to play another stacks piece, it won't really matter anyway.
I mean, why would he want to play a stacks piece?
To get Edric out of the game?
Why would you want Edric out of the game? Ob is showing win. Right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
But we've also seen nothing against anybody in the tournament, but we have also seen a couple of questionable plays tonight.
You know, we won't mention any guardianships of any kind, but like, yo. I mean, Tayam has some nice... Oh, Yavimani comes out, so he can produce green.
Everybody has green mana now.
Yo.
That's exactly what Ob wanted.
Yeah, now...
Ob now plays Jund.
Got him. Could you imagine if Ob actually did have Jund?
Oh my god.
Could you imagine if Luis gets to copy Dockside? I would agree with you, Big Red. Yeah. Absolutely. And see, again, here's the thing. With Tayam...
okay, here's a solid piece. Do you keep interaction for the Dockside? So when Fimage does come out, you're able to kill the Dockside. That way Fimage doesn't have...
She has no open mana. So...
Deadly Rollick's a card.
Do they run Deadly Rollick?
They have to run Deadly Rollick.
Why do they have to run Deadly Rollick?
The whole point is to get Ob out as quickly as possible, right?
That's fair.
So I think Deadly Rollick is an auto include, just like I was running Deflecting Swat and Tazri.
That is fair. That is a fair...
You know who would know? Let's go ask Justice.
Justice. For Gotham. Yeah, I mean, yes, that's how he built the deck. No argument there, Red. But he has an upkeep trigger. So, I'm hoping he has it. I really am. But, yeah, I don't think. Like, he's looking at Austin's hand. Can I give him a rundown? They're trying to plan on what they can do to survive this. This is a really big uphill battle right now, especially with that Dothy for Tayam is another one. I don't know if Ob has that Deadly Relic in hand. If they do, then this is like this. All of this is a null and void point, right? So Tayam cannot build much more than just casting Tayam, which is again a lot of things in the grave. It's not going to matter for Tayam activations and Tyvar activations. So he's kind of stuck doing the top deck mode, which is obviously not going to win this game. Ob is showing win. Edric needs that 5th mana, which is possible, but even with the 5th mana showing, do they win the game is another thing. Because you essentially, this is your last turn. Okay, so we have a play here. I don't recognize that card. Joe, help me out, big guy. What do you got? Like, what is this? You are the Tayam expert out of Nash. Skullwinder. Well, if Joe doesn't know, then no one knows. Not even the guy playing the card. Oh, never mind. That was anticlimactic. Skullwinder, which gets something out of the graveyard, correct? Or everyone gets something out of the graveyard. So, that's a thing. Or you and one other opponent. I'm sorry. Skullwinder is you and one other opponent. Yeah. So he gets the Hydroblast, which is cool. Gets Hydroblast. He gets Hydroblast and does what with it? That's the real question. Again, I'm assuming at this point there is just death on upkeep. I think if that is the case and they are... Maybe there's something else in hand. I mean, he's still fighting for it, right? Tyvar gets a bird. Oh, a Ranger Captain. Ranger Captain on the stack. It resolves. Gonna crack on Omnix's upkeep. I think actually Edric might have that in hand because it's a lot of moves to be just surviving one more turn. I mean, yeah, Big Red, you Mystical Tutor on upkeep with Trigger. You'll get that Born, I guess? No, I mean, it doesn't matter. You have to draw the card. Woof. Congrats, though, to Jake Everest. I know he lost this game, but winning the Swiss, it's got to feel good in top 16 a big event like this. We had 80 people, Kyle, this event? 83 people. 83 people. That's a lot of people. A lot of good players. Not quite as big as Top Deck and the Boyle, right? But is this the biggest one that Game Night has had? Yeah, there you go. Biggest Game Night turnout. Yeah, so Ranger Captain's on the stack.
Justice said that there should be a Deadly Relic in her library. So
It should be.
Should be. No guarantee. But we do have a Ranger Captain on the stack.
Oh no, Ranger Captain result.
Okay, Ranger Captain is on board.
Yep, and there's the Edric trigger gone. Alright. Clutch kill for Nixilis right there. Yes, the Ranger Captain is going to be there to sack on upkeep.
Did Tayam go get Esper?
No, it was not Esper.
What did we go
I
get
did
with
not recognize the card, I'll be honest.
Ranger Captain? Joe, did you recognize the card?
Joe didn't even recognize the Skullwinder. Can we even trust him anymore?
He found Wayfarer.
Yeah, I don't know why you would find a Wayfarer. I mean, I guess it gets... Well, I mean, instant speed gets Guy's Cradle, right? So that is a thing. But at this point, yeah, Ob goes to upkeep, draws the Agatha Soul Cauldron, presumably, right?
That's the presumed line here.
Here's the thing, though. Now...
Oh god, that food smells delightful.
Ranger Captain is under Dothan. We're going to have to ask you your order. I have to judge.
All right, so we have a presumed Agatha's
in hand. Swing with Ob.
I'm not on Skullwinder because there's not a good foil. Somebody else that's foil pilled, bro. I'm so here for it.
But like Abzan. Question mark.
Yeah, but no good foils.
Would you run a worse card because there's no good foils of it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you can't see it, chat, but I'm judging him. I am definitely judging him.
If it's not a pretty shiny, I don't want it.
Oh my gosh. Art over foil? Yep. Okay. That's chat. Is it art or foil that matters more? Art or foil that matters more?
See, if there is a pretty art but it's not foil, I will play that card if it doesn't have a foil as long as the art is pretty. But if they don't have either, I'm not playing it at all.
I mean,
Tabletop Tyrant says foil.
It says foil. Yeah, okay, so here's a question. How about like playing good cards because you win the game because of it?
No, dude, I'd rather lose looking pretty than win looking ugly.
Oh, yo. Life story, am I right? Life story.
Foreign foils. They understand it.
Yeah, they get it.
All right, so it looks like we have an Ob swinging over at Tayam.
Yeah, I mean, punchy.
So I guess that's the only place you can swing.
Hits the Tyvar too. Doesn't even care about life total right now, right? So you get that Tyvar that's less value. That Wayfarer really means nothing now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that Wayfarer is like Garbo. Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with you, Tabletop. You got to look good. If you look good, you play good. Sometimes.
Damn, almost like we call it guilty. You've been on this all day. Like, yeah, you've been calling it quite often, actually.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. Sigh.
This is what he deals with on a daily basis. All right, so looks like
literally a daily basis.
It really is.
So me and Marissa are like practically the same.
Basically, she's here.
Is she?
Yeah, she
Are
just
the kids
walked in.
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
kids.
Uncle Kels will have to go say hey to
hi.
the kiddos here in a minute. I think Ob takes it here, but now that Tayam's out, does Ob take it?
Yeah, I mean there's Dothy out. So like, yeah, cool. Tayam trigger or Tayam activations. Neat.
Yeah, go ahead and put 3 more cards into exile for me.
Yeah, as if I needed them.
And there goes the Cradle. And the Command Beacon, which is also a solid hit off of a Tayam activation. Because Tayam is not cheap.
I mean, the card is.
Well, yeah, and so are all the players, but
yeah.
You know. I'm so alone.
Even with it, just get the Ballista Soul Conjure out. Yeah, Fatchback. That is what we assume the Vamp Tutor was for. Yeah, okay. We're on Ob's turn now. Let's just see the Soul Cauldron called today.
I absolutely agree with you, Joe. The turn 2 clock was absolutely devastating for everybody. Obviously, it killed 2 people, so looks like
I think
this is going to be the 2, and there's Agatha's right there,
yeah,
and that's GG's.
Yeah, absolutely. I really do think that
exiling the Walking Ballista, and that there's nothing that you can do anymore. Ob has the counters now, and so you can activate, remove a counter, ping, and now it's a loop.
Yep. GG.
Way to go.
So
you love to see decks like Ob take down games like this.
Yeah, you love to see Tayam lose. You really do. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Austin, I promise, I'm kidding.
Way to go, Emma.
I want you guys to notice, though, every round we have casted, the person who played the Stacks piece has not won.
Absolutely. I'm going to go grab Emma for an interview if you're down.
That or James, yeah.
I think we still have a couple of games going on, and so we might have time for a none.
then never mind. We're not grabbing anybody for an interview.
We're just going right into the top 4. Yar, let's go. We're blazing. Yo, it's only 8:40. That's right.
Yeah, the first 3